Wow. Okay.
Lawlers, welcome back to another gameplay guide commentary. We're going to be doing Illaoi in the mid lane today, so if this is something that you're interested in learning or trying out for yourself, hopefully this video gives you guys a very good overview of some of the basic fundamentals that you're going to want to think about and execute on while playing Illaoi in the mid lane. So we're going to
30
pick up
seconds
a
until
corrupting
minions
potion
spawn.
to start
There
with.
are coyotes
Anytime you're
in
playing
London.
Illaoi or
The
another
mine
bruiser
is
kind of fighter in the
infested.
mid lane, you have to be ready for a bunch of poke, especially if you're against champs like Nico, like we are in this game. So it's going to be a pretty tough lane phase. She has ranged auto attacks that deal more damage every third attack. She has a stun. She has a ranged poke. It's going to be very, very difficult to play this lane out. So to stay healthy, we're going to use the corrupting potion. I don't know what's going on in this invade here. Very failed invade. Mordecai's just got to get top ASAP. And we're going to try and make sure we actually push the lane as much as possible under her turret so that she's always forced to be using her spells and autos on the wave instead of you, okay? As Illaoi mid, that's your one big defense against ranged poke champions. You want to make sure you get your push off really fast and make sure that they're always on the tail end of it and trying to defend. So here, this is weird because I have a Samira. I'm sure it's a Nico who's just pretending to be Samira. But we want to make sure, like I said, we're always pushing this wave in with our tentacles, with our Q, and with our autos. So we push this in now. You can see she has to use her spells on the wave to try and thin it out. She's taking damage from them. And then every time you hit a tentacle, you're going to make sure you heal up a little bit. And we'll get to our runes in a second so you guys can see what we're using for our runes. Going to pick up W second because you want to make sure that you have these tentacles smashing some of these minions so you can get them pushing. And then we're going to back off and use our corrupting potion. So for the runes here, we'll just cover them really quick since we're waiting anyway for these waves to come back. Fleet footwork, that's going to keep us healthy. We've got presence of mind to just let us get some more mana. Legend tenacity so we don't get stunned for too long. And then last stand because we're going to be low on health for the most part this game. And then I think in terms of maxing out our abilities, we might have to max out our Q here just to make sure we can shove the waves. I don't know if an Emax is going to be good here into a ranged Nico, so we'll see how that works out. But just keep walking around, getting your tentacles to spawn while you're waiting for things to come in here, and then make sure you spam your Q and your W on units. Oh, that's really unfortunate that that hit us. To make sure that you can try and get a push going as much as possible here. So we do have our level 3 here, so we are an actual champion finally. And then the key is obviously if you can hit these champs with an E, then you have the ability to try and at least poke them out a little bit here. So we could actually die here if she flashes ignites. I don't know why she didn't. So we're going to have to take a quick recall here. Kind of tough. We do have 483 gold, so we can get maybe some magic resistance here. And then we'll just recall back. And that's the reason why you're going to run teleport when you're playing Illaoi mid. You're going to want to make sure that you have the ability to get back to lane. If we're into a melee matchup, obviously this is very different. We can play Ignite, we can play Conqueror or Grasp the Undying and play a lot more aggro, but you have to understand into ranged matchups, you're going to be forced to try and just survive for the most part until later on in the game when there's opportunities to team fight or take advantageous trades. So here you can just see again, we're just Qing the wave, we're Wing the wave, doing everything we can to push it. Now she's actually low on mana, so she's got to be careful. We finally caught her with one here. That's a lot of damage. We slowed her big time. She's lucky Hecarim was here because that could have been a flash W on her. So we'll still max out the Q. We've got tentacles spawning all over the place now. Anytime you get that E off fully, it's going to make the tentacle spawn a little bit more rapid. I don't know how he took a turret shot there. Hecarim's not coming to us here. We're going to want to take a little bit of aggro from her. Yeah, draw out that W. And then here, we want to just make sure we all in a position where we can back out a little bit. Oh, this is not good. Is she going to die? Nice, perfect. Got too greedy for us. Okay, so that's nice. Anytime you can get a kill as Illaoi into a range matchup, that's perfect. Okay, so here we have to use our ult just to survive. Hecarim's only level 3, so I'm really not that scared of him. And we managed to actually push him off and almost even get a kill. So that's huge for us. Hopefully that teaches him a lesson not to come towards us here. Now, because I have so many tentacles spawned, I'm actually going to stay here and just shove one more wave out. This is going to be up to you to decide if this is the right play or not on each game. But if you can shove out waves because you have a bunch of tentacles spawn, try and do so before you back. Anytime you can shove a wave into the enemy turret and get a nice clean recall, it's going to be better for you. Because that way you'll come back to lane, you won't miss anything, right? Okay, so pretty good start for us. We're actually killing her in CS2. We've got a first kill. We're going to pick up the Mercury Treads first, just because in this lane it's going to be huge. And then now we can start to build some attack damage and get a little bit stronger. Now, I'm not going to really follow like a very specific build for this video. This is just more about playing Illaoi in the mid lane if you guys were curious and how to execute on it. You can follow whatever build usually the shop recommends. The important thing, again, is just keeping your push going and then trying to all in with your combo. Now, we haven't had a chance to really talk about the huge chunk combo with Illaoi, but ideally you E them, you pull out their spirit, and then you're going to start to use your tentacles to hit that spirit with your W and your Q, deal a bunch of damage, and then kind of the really big trick is on your R, the more spirits and champions that are in your R range, the more tentacles are going to spawn. So the big trick with the R is you want to try and pull a champion spirit out before you press R if possible. So that way you're getting more tentacles spawning, and that's a really good way to turn a 1v2 into a winning situation, or even a 1v1 if it's a tough matchup into a winning situation. Now, just like other mid laners here, the cool thing with Illaoi and any good mid laner is that you have the ability to push waves quite quickly. So we missed a cannon on that one. Tentacles were a bit too slow, but we can shove waves very fast with our tentacle setup, and then we can get plates. You could run Demolish in most melee matchups, but again, because I'm not into a melee matchup here, I had to run a little bit more defensive runes with the second wind and the bone plating, just to make sure that we could actually survive the lane phase. So I saw Hecarim just below me here. I'm going to put a ward. But this is a good opportunity, I think, to grab her spirit if we can. Yeah, there we go. Perfect. And then again, once you grab that spirit, especially if you're ahead in the lane, you just want to beat down on it as much as possible. And then that's going to spawn more tentacles. It's going to slow them down. They're going to be forced to back off. And you get into this really good cycle of keeping them off of hitting you. Okay? Illaoi can feel very weak in the mid lane if you're not constantly shoving. So you have to make sure if you're committing to playing her mid, you are committing to playing a very aggressive style where you probably will get 1v2'd a lot. Okay? So you can see the enemy jungler is hanging around mid a lot. You have to be ready for that. So I have another ward. I can put another ward above me here to get a little bit of an early detection if Hecarim's coming for me from the top side now. But she's taking out those tentacles, which is smart. Now here we don't want to let her take these tentacles out for free, so I'm going to try and walk up to her here. And at least punish the fact that she's trying to hit these tentacles. We're not going to be able to do another one here, really. I feel like we have enough gold here to back, so this is a good situation. Anytime you shove the cannon into their tower, it's always a good chance to back there if you've got a lot of gold in your pocket and you want to use it. Okay, so we can pick up some more items here. We'll wait for a little bit more gold to get one more dagger here. And we'll walk to mid and hopefully get another all-in here, or at least draw Hecarim into us, and then we'll kill Hecarim. Once Hecarim dives in on us, I doubt he's going to run away. Just that the champion playstyle is you go in and you just all-in. So ideal for us here, we actually draw pressure from the jungler onto us, and then we turn a 1v2 into a winning situation. I'm actually okay for her to back there. I'm going to let her back, because I know that I'm going to have a tentacle spawning here in a second, and I can shove this wave out really quick. We'll get one more plate here. Gold-wise, we're actually crushing her because not only do we have the CS lead, we have a kill on her, we also have pretty much every plate off this turret. So here's Tryndamere now coming from the top side here, just to try and help out. It looks like they might switch lanes because Nico's losing this lane. Or it could be Nico disguised as Tryndamere, but I think I saw him spin, so I don't think it's Nico. Now he wants to fight us here. I actually don't think he wins this. Yeah, he doesn't win that. I know it's Tryndamere, but I don't think he wins that still. So we used our R now, so if Hecarim does show up, we're just going to have to be able to beat him without the R. But I think we can because we're pretty high level now compared to everybody else. So there's the Hecarim. We're going to pull his Spirit out here. I'm going to hit him instead of the Spirit just because he's looking like he wants to stay mid on me here. And we get the... we almost get the kill, actually. Okay, Nico's still top. Tryndamere spawn. This is a good time to back a buy here. We have 1,000 gold. We're going to try and get out of here and make sure we stay ahead here. Actually, could have shoved that wave, I think. Probably my mistake. Don't think I need to TP to mid here. I can just walk in. I don't know. Tryndamere doesn't look like he's spinning through the wave or anything. So, oh, there he goes now. Okay, so we're 2-0, 85 farm by 11 minutes. Pretty good. We forced people to switch lanes. That's always good. Tryndamere didn't even get that plate, so that's nice too. And it's basically been a 4v5 because our Soraka's been missing for most of this game. So here, when people try and walk up to threaten taking your... to take your tentacles off the wall, that's when you want to just walk up and W them. Okay, and then force them off your tentacle. So here, if you have E, generally you want to wait to use your E right when they go for a key minion, like that cannon there, and then you kind of just wail on the soul again, get them really low where they're going to want to back. And it just kind of repeats like this with the shove. And you can do this top lane obviously even better, because it's a little bit more of an island, like bot lane, jungle. Mid usually won't like roam up to you to try and stop you from doing this to the top laner. It's just a more snowbally lane, but it works mid too as long as you are confident with your all-ins when the 2v1s show up. So here, because I'm so strong and I have ult, I'm walking around looking for things to take in the jungle. I'll go and maybe try and take this Rift Herald. But again, you want to try and make sure you tie your all-ins and your trades to when you have tentacles around. That's the whole identity of your kit. If you don't have tentacles up, you're not going to be as strong as if they were there, right? Because you don't have those tentacles slamming down on your opponent as well. So Tryndamere switched back to top here. I have 2 tentacles up actually, so I could all in this, but Nico's now missing. Probably not a high percentage play here because Tryndamere looks like he's already roaming down, so we're going to have to give this one up, it looks like, yeah. I could stay and fight there and really try and push, you know, the fact that I'm ahead of all these guys, but I'm just going to give a shutdown. I'm going to lose my tempo. That Mordekaiser top never even for 1 second looked like he was going to move to try and help with that Rift Herald, so... Yeah, it's a team game. You still have to try and play around your team's decisions at some points of the game. So we just had to trust the fact that Mordekaiser wasn't going to come to us there. Yeah, Nico was also just waiting around top side for us there. So they have vision. They probably know I'm coming, but I just got to try and help come up here and shove this wave. Mordekaiser is ahead, so even if somebody comes here, we should be okay. Just going to shove Tryndamere off here. Okay, no biggie. Would have been great if Rammus covered mid while we were going top, but he's just waiting for a blue buff to spawn, it looks like. We'll come behind the Nico, see if we can get something going here. That's probably not the one, but I just thought to myself, well, I'm never going to catch the other one, so let me see if this is the real one. I can continue chasing, but I've kind of stalled out here in terms of my CS for a little bit, and I'm not really putting any pressure on the map. So here I want to try and just make sure I focus back to my original game plan of shoving a lane really, really hard and taking turrets or making somebody answer me and then trying to 1v2. So we're going to wait for one more tentacle to spawn here. I don't know how I'm taking that aggro. There we go. And now we can beat down on this. Tryndamere's missing, Hecarim's missing, Nico's missing. I'd assume a bunch of people are coming for me right now. I think he already took his red buff, so there's nothing here for me. Might just have to be a recall here. Got 2100 gold. We're going to get our first full mythic item, so it's probably not a bad spot to recall. And then I can always TP onto the dragon here, so I'll call for a pretty aggressive play in a second here. I think we'll go Spirit Visage this game. Could be a Hullbreaker game. I feel like we're going to be 1v2 a lot, so we can go Hullbreaker. Okay, so here I'm actually... Oh, I was going to TP in on that minion. I'm going to have to TP in on this minion here. Okay, there we go. We have flash, so we can flash W this. Oh my gosh, I can't believe that didn't kill her. Okay, we wasted a flash, I think, because I thought we were going to get a kill with that flash, but anyway, we've got a good TP play off there. We're going to get a dragon off that. I think these guys can get dragon while I push mid, or sorry, push bot and get bot. So I'm just going to concentrate on taking bot turret here. And my tentacles are fairly strong now. You can see they kind of one-shot the back line, which is always good. And then we're going to grab this turret down now too. So pretty solid start to this game. I think we have the highest CS in the game, and we also have the most kills. Actually, we don't have the most kills. Our Mordekaiser's playing very nicely up top into Tryndamere, so that's good. But we do probably have the most gold still, just from taking down 2 turrets, getting some shutdowns. Probably can't 1v2 these guys without my ult, so I am going to back off here. And find out where Hecarim is. I'm going to signal to Rammus that this is an all-in opportunity here. He might get Ashe if he knows that Ashe is sitting there on a ward. Okay, nice. Good thing she stopped her recall there and actually walked away. Okay, mid turret's looking like it's pretty accessible to me here. Nico seems to just be roaming around top, trying to help Tryndamere up top there. So we'll just shove out this mid wave really quick, and then we can decide if we want to help our team bot side or just take tier 2 mid here. I don't really worry too much about if they get that turret there. I'd rather get this tier 2 mid lane turret. So I'm going to try and make sure I get a tentacle set up around this turret here, and then we'll just go crazy and take down this turret. I have ult now, so if someone does show up, I can all in them. As long as I land my E. Your all in is so much more powerful if you land your E on a champion before you all in. So try and make sure if you do that, just fight it to the death. Try and go all in from there. If you miss, if you can get out, probably get out after that. So here, I have a tentacle set up. So here, I'm going to ult preemptively because I know that these guys are all going to come in. Okay, we got one. So we can, I don't know if I'd call that a 1v3 because we still died. But Nami's double CCs definitely put a little bit of a roadblock in our plans to really pop off there. But we got a lot of tentacles. We did surprise the Hecarim, and you guys can see there, that's still a way that you can play Illaoi mid. When you push waves in, you want to try and hang out in the enemy jungle next to one of your tentacles, pull their Spirit R, and just start bashing down on them. It's a really good way to surprise people and get all-ins. Okay, we've got the second item here, the Hullbreaker. That makes us really strong in the side lanes or split pushing in general, which is what we kind of want to do this game. So we're going to keep splitting on the side. It doesn't make us weaker in team fights. We'll still team fight if the situation calls for it. It just adds a little bit more of a 1v2 ability. So now we're going to break off into the side lane. We're going to let Ashe and the Soraka hang out in the mid lane and just do their thing there. And we'll see if we can draw pressure to us in the side lanes now to make sure that we can keep this game going in our favor. Now when everybody's missing on the map, you have to be careful just blind AFK, like split pushing and shoving. Even though it feels good to clear minion waves, because you'll have some items and you're strong, make sure you time your shove with another pressure point on the map. So you can see here, these guys are trying to do Rift. Now, if I die pushing this or they die pushing that, that's fine. You know, it's a game. You're supposed to die sometimes in this game. You can't prevent every single death, but what you want to try and do is make it worth it in terms of the aggressive shoving power. So here, you can see how strong I'm at hitting turret. So they got Rift and I'm hitting turret and I'm pushing it in. If they happen to die or I happen to die because more people came to one of these spots, that's fine. We'd still get something out of it. now that there's nothing that they're pressuring, I have to back off. I can't just keep pushing, because I can complain all I want is like, oh my god, these guys collapsed on me and they killed me. What are you guys doing? There's nothing for these guys to do anyway, right? Like, you as the split pusher still have to recognize if you're going to split and be the furthest up on the map out of everybody on your team. And what I mean by that is, when you look at the mini map, are you the one closest to the enemy nexus? If you are, you have to assume people are coming specifically for you. Okay? So now that I'm not the furthest up and it's actually Mordekaiser and there's a dragon coming, I'm going to wait to see where the other pressure point on the map is that my team could be applying, and then I'll exert some pressure. So here it looks like they're trying to go top to stop Mordekaiser's push. I've lost track of where they are now. Hecarim's moving top. I saw Tryndamere top. Okay, Nico's top. Nami's top. Now I'm going to push really, really hard. Okay? Because even if one person shows up here, that's fine. She's drawing aggro. Okay, that's fine. So now here we go. I see two people coming. I'd love to get one more tentacle spawned here before I all in. So I do that. And now we're going to all in really, really hard. Can we get the triple? Oh, we'll have flash. I could flash W here, but she's actually respecting it. Beautiful. So there's a triple kill. You can see it's just about being patient with the pressure on the split push, and then making sure that you grab a spirit with your E before you all in someone. We have Soraka here, so I should be able to do this. Actually, I don't trust her anymore. Okay, awesome. And we're getting dragon, right? So you can see, now, if I just died there before my team was pushing top, or I didn't, you know, all in properly because I played too aggressively and I wasn't patient in that bush, this whole game would be different. I would have died, we wouldn't have gotten dragon, they wouldn't have gotten top. So you can see how even as a split pusher, it's still up to you. Even if your team is not maybe playing the strongest because your Soraka was AFK for 10 minutes, you still have a really big ability to dictate the flow of the game depending on when you want to exert all of your pressure in the side lane. Okay? And if you're running TP, you always have that flexibility that if you draw enough pressure in the side lane, you can TP somewhere else and then put pressure on the map yourself as well. So with Dragon gone and Baron up, I want to be in the bot side of the map again to try and draw pressure and allow my team to maybe get Baron. Now, you can't count on them knowing that play is going to happen, but you also want to make sure you just don't int in the side lane and then their team can collapse. So it's going to be a bit of a balancing act. If you're the furthest up, again, remember the rule, if you're the furthest up, you're going to get the most attention. Okay, so you can see we're the furthest up, everybody on their team in the minimap is already walking towards me. They're hungry for me, they want to come and kill me, right? Now, who's furthest up on my team? Soraka, Mordekaiser. I wouldn't be surprised if I start to see people move up to them, okay? You can think of it almost like a magnet, right? People are going to go to whoever's furthest up. So now I'm furthest up, or sorry, I'm not furthest up. I only have 2 people on me. There's 3 people mid, right? Now, I don't want to all in this because if I die, what's my team going to do? Nothing. They're not in a position to even get anything right now, so there's no point in me playing super aggressive. Okay, now these guys are collapsing, so I'm going to walk in here and get ready for a team fight if that's the case. Okay, so Mordekaiser is furthest up. We're going to wait till he draws some pressure, and then we're going to go crazy. Look, who is furthest up? Ash. Where did everybody go on their team? Ash, right? So just make sure you understand that relationship. Think about if you were playing on the enemy team, where would you go? Okay, so now we see a TP here. We're also going to TP and fight this here. Okay, so it was a pretty bad TP. We missed a lot of people on our ult there, but we did push them in, and we should be able to get Baron off this now. My ult's up again in 60 seconds. They're going to have to reply to some of these waves pushing, and I honestly think if they come to contest us here, we can probably win this fight anyway. So we're going to put some vision down behind the Baron pit as much as we can. That was supposed to go behind the Baron pit. And try and get this... Wow, she's going to just die from that. Soraka with the kill! Nice, I got her. Just a tentacle slam. Okay, he can steal this if Rammus misses his smite. So here, we ideally like to try and make sure we push this guy Oh, missed that. Wow. I think we get it. He could ult through though. Okay, nice. So we got that. Trinimir's pushing bot, so we'll go answer Trinimir down there. And we're 7-1 right now. Huge. We're huge. Get some armor going for ourselves here. Now, even though that TP into that Mordekaiser TP didn't really lead into a huge pop-off kill, it did secure the Baron. And that's why we were saying you want to make sure that you use your TP in the right situations to actually favorably impact another area of the map where you can exert pressure. So here we're going to just walk with the Mordekaiser up because I was already walking bot and I can't walk top now. I have no TP. So we'll just have to escort this wave in with him. But two of us are probably the strongest in the game right now. So it's not bad that we're both pushing together here. It's going to be very hard for them to answer. Now I'm just going to spam ping the top wave so that maybe Rammus goes top. It's great if you have Baron to push multiple waves with that buff at once to maximize the value of the Baron, okay? If you're stronger as a team and you know you can just go in and end, you can go in as a team and just end. So like here, for example, even though we're grouping here, Rammus is getting a good push off. We might be able to all in this as a team because we're so much stronger. So I'm using my W's and autos on the wave. I'm going to back off here now because I don't want to get caught on the turret. Okay, here's a great opportunity to ult big damage. Gotta make sure we don't die to Tryndamere. Okay, good. Nice. Perfect. We're gonna take this tower down. Tryndamere's got no ult. Nico's got no ult. Perfect. We have flash. We can probably flash in on somebody here. Trying to see if I can get one cheeky pull. Couldn't do it. That's fine. So pretty good push there. Again, it wasn't the perfect push because we could have pushed every lane, but it wasn't bad either. Okay, this is a dangerous situation here because I'm probably going to die now. I don't think I'm going to get out of this one. Yeah. He has too much healing with that Nico, or not Nico, with that Nami next to him. But again, the death is not horrible because we were still exerting pressure on the mid lane while I kept them all there. So, you know, sometimes somebody's on the team's got to die to get things done, especially in a game where you're not, you know, mic coordinating with 5 people. We got a mid lane turret because I took 5 people on me. These guys started dragging. Hopefully they can get it. I don't think they will because Tryndamere has ult probably. Nami has ult. This is not looking promising here. But there was a chance they got that dragon too because I was drawing so much pressure. Actually, they still might get it here depending on how big Rammus is. They're not focusing Soraka for some reason, so she's just healing up the Rammus, and he actually got the dragon. Wow, that's amazing. So that's worth, right? Like, they died, but we got something for it. So that's fine. In your games, don't play so timid where you can't get anything done.
I like this. I should buy everyone one of these.
All right, we do have TP, so I can TP top here and probably try and end the game because Mordekaiser does have these guys locked up. So I am actually just going to TP top here and see if I can end the game. Mordekaiser was killing so many people up there that I think that we're going to be fine here. So that's fine. I think I can honestly just ignore her. I'm pretty big. I don't know why I'm drawing turret aggro. I don't know if we can end this now, actually. If we can spawn some tentacles, this will be huge. Yeah, here we go. I think this is good. I think we can end it here. So guys, hopefully that was pretty informative. I think the start of that game obviously was a little bit tough in terms of having to play against a Nico. But here we're going to try and do one quick pull. Now here we're going to wait for... There we go. We're going to wait for more people to come in so I can really pop off with the ult here. Can these guys just die? Oh, no. Well, we didn't actually win the game there. I thought we would have just won it, but I was probably playing a little too cheeky. I think these guys are going to be able to finish it off still. Ashe is quite strong. She couldn't really kite out of it. Could she kite out of it? Oh my gosh, that Rammus knock-up. Wow. What a knock-up there to save the Ashe. I think that's going to do it, guys. So hopefully that was a really fun and entertaining gameplay commentary for playing Illaoi in the mid lane. Let me know how it goes in your games, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.